everybody, welcome back. I'm Lindsay, and this will be, I think, my fourth Flosstube update. So I have all kinds of fun stuff to share with you guys, but a friend of mine and I were talking, and I was telling her a funny story, and she was like, you totally need to share this on your Flosstube because it's just crazy. So I've been stitching for quite a long time. I don't remember how old I was when I started, but my mom taught me when I was younger, and it's always been one of those things that calmed me down. Focusing on the pattern really helped me at the end of the day to just sort of slow my mind down from all of the things that I do. And I'm a very busy person, so I kind of run. So I love, stitching at the end of the day or on the weekends and just kind of calming my mind down. Well, I took that to college with me, and college is a really sort of very stressful time. And so I had my stitching with me in college. I lived in the dorms, and this was really sophomore years, my second year in the dorms. And I found out that my suite mate also stitched. So she and I would get together and we would work on our projects. I don't remember what I was working on at the time. I think I was making bookmarks and things like that, like really complicated bookmarks. I don't remember, but I remember she was working on a Precious Moments thing, and she always stitched, I guess it's called Continental, with her hand on top of the fabric, and she taught me how to do that, and I still to this day am not that great at it. But here's the funny part of the story. So one night she and I decided that we were going to go down to the TV lounge and try to watch a movie and work on our stitching. And it happened to be a Monday night, and we get down to the TV lounge, and it is filled with guys watching wrestling. So no movie for us. Well, anyway, we met a couple of the girls that were there that were girlfriends of the guys that were watching wrestling. They were like, hey, could you teach us how to do that? Because we come down here with them and we certainly don't want to study. So we started teaching some of the girls how to stitch. So we would end up going down to the TV lounge. The boys would watch wrestling. I think it was WCW at the time. I don't really remember all that well. And I would teach the girls how to stitch, and we would work on things. And it kind of turned out that we started to get into the wrestling a little bit. We were actually were watching it, and even taught a couple of the guys how to stitch. So Monday nights, my sophomore year in college, was stitching and wrestling night in the TV lounge. So I thought that was pretty funny, and kind of an unusual story about how spread some of the stitchy love around a little bit. I don't know. I haven't kept track of any of those people, so I don't know if any of them are still stitching or not. But, okay, let's go on to... most of my haul I've kind of already started to work on, so I'll just show you a couple of things. And some of the things I will have to show you kind of as we go on. So I purchased a new 11 by 11 Q-snap, and I'll talk about that project here in a second. And so I purchased a new guard to go with it, and it is Walking Dead. So I absolutely love this. I saw it on Etsy, and I just could not handle it. It's from Maggie's Minders, I believe. And I had to have it because I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. So the rest of my haul I will have to show you as I do projects. I don't really have a ton of haul, just a few things. So we will start actually with this one. So I did get the new Q-snap, and this is that new start for Girl Power that I told you about last time. And I will put a picture right here because I'm using my iPad to do that. And then this little needle minder on here is a new haul too. This is the Raven, which I absolutely love Edgar Allan Poe. So a little bit of a start on that. I did make quite a few changes to the colors on this because they're very bright, vibrant colors that are all in this pattern, and I was trying to stitch this from stash other than the fabric, which I showed you that I purchased last time, and I don't Oh, hold on, let me go grab that. Okay, I should have brought this with me because this has all of my notes in it for all of my projects. So that is on 18 count Sprite Ada that I started, which is really kind of a nice shimmery fabric. But I did do quite a few adjustments on that because I didn't have the exact colors, but I had colors that were very, very close. So I just kind of picked some and made myself a note for colors that I'm using for that project. If you want to see what colors that I did differently, I will be happy to post that. But really, I mean, I didn't change the pattern. I just picked, like, if I didn't have that exact yellow, I picked a yellow that was really close. I like to look at the DMC color chart where it has the colors in color groupings instead of by number groupings, and that's kind of how I will pick and choose. Like, I think one of them was 972 and I ended up using 973 because they were very, very close. So I actually started that on February the 13th. I don't expect that I will have a ton of progress on that as I go because I can only stitch on it during the week when Taylor is not here because that is for her birthday. Okay, next project. These are in no particular order. It's just the order that they are in my little bag. So I've been working on the Stitch Row via the quotes to live by, and I was hoping that I would have this third quote finished by the time that I did this video, but I don't. I am very close, and I haven't worked any more on the top or the borders. I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to work on the quotes as they come, and then I think the last quote is going to be in September, and then once that last quote has come through and I've done all those, then I'll go back and I'll work on the border a little bit, and then, you know, if I feel like it as I go on, then I will grab some. The other SAL that I am doing is the Happily Ever After, and so I did finish up the little 3 Billy Goat Scruff. I actually had to have some more dental work done. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I recently had all 6 of my front teeth crowned. I have terrible, terrible teeth, and I need to do the bottom 6 as well. And I'm gonna eventually crown every tooth in my head, but I had a molar and the very back molar back here. I pulled this one on this side, but this one was a little bit bigger and was going to kind of mess with my bite. So last week I had to have that drilled out, that filling removed, a metal post put in. It was not fun. I was in a lot of pain, and it just happened to be on March the 1st when this came out. So I really just kind of sat there all day and just plugged that out in one day. Now on this one, I have done all of the top border and quite a bit of some of the other borders. And I will continue to work on the border as it goes. And then here is another little haul piece. This is a Nancy Drew needle minder. And I don't remember off the top of my head where I got the Raven and the Nancy Drew, but I will link that down below. I know it was an Etsy shop, but I saw that Nancy Drew and I was like, I have to have it. That was my favorite series when I was younger. The fabric that I'm using for this is the one that came in. I did purchase the whole kit, the linen kit. So I don't know if I wrote down a note for what that was or not. It is 28 count hand-dyed crystal casual linen. Okay, I did not work on books at all. I did work some on my skeleton. So last time I just had his head and like half of his body done. So I added the rest of his body and I started working on the side there, and then I have my Walking Dead needle minder on there. And this pattern is from, I just had it. This is from an Etsy shop called Dark Crosses, and it is All Are Equal in Death. So I am super excited about that. I need to name him, and I have not done it yet because I haven't thought of the perfect name. I am just stitching that on a 14 count black Aida with DMC 712. I already had that fabric in my stash. I don't have a very large stash of fabric at all, but I did have this black, so I went with that. I have not started the keys yet, the Stitch Rovia key. I am planning on starting that. I showed you the fabric for that last time. Okay, and let's see, the last work in progress, I think that this is all that I worked on. Yeah, this is the last thing that I actually worked on this month, and this is a new start, and this is the Beetles by Clouds Factory. And I do have a little picture of it here. Let's see if you can see. This is kind of my little notes section. But that's what the Beetles will look like there. So super duper cute. I have so many things in my Clouds Factory wish list. It's not even funny. But I am stitching this on 32 count Sprite linen that I got from 123. And last time, the last order I got of fabric from 123, the edges were not serged, and I was told that you have to specify that now. I did not specify that on this last order, but the edges are serged. So I am super excited to finish them up. I need to purchase one more color, but I will be pulling that back out again just as soon as I finish up quotes. So I started that one on February the 26th. Now, also on February the 26th, I had my first finish of the year. I'm so excited. It's not FFO'd yet, but Kaleidoscope is done. So I was a little bit concerned, and I talked about this in a previous video about the variegation on this, but I think that finished off, it looks really fantastic. I just stitched this on a 28 count natural linen, and this pattern was from Sampler Cove. It's Kaleidoscope Flower. This is what it looked like originally, but I am not a gold person, so that's why I switched everything out. I really like the variegated look that was in this original color, but it just doesn't match my house, so I like the way that it turned out, and I think that it will look great on my bathroom wall. Okay, yeah, I didn't work on the books. I did not work on my Hade. I did not work on my Paris, so those two that I have that are full coverage, I did not work on them at all. I was having a lot of fun with these sals and some littler projects. I have one more piece of haul, and that is, no, okay, you know what? I lied to you about something. Because I have this tag right here. This, what Beetles is on, is a 28 count Mercedes linen. So I had the tag in the wrong spot. My fault. I didn't mean to lie to you. But that was a different one. Okay, so I purchased one other piece of fabric from 123, and that is 28 count linen in Dwarf, and it's this really pretty hand-dyed blue fabric. And I will insert a picture right here of what I'm planning on doing with that. So I will be doing the Clouds Factory Stranger Things on this, and that will be for my oldest son. I do have I do have quite a long list of things that I want to do from Clouds Factory, so I would expect for my next video to see some more haul for some of those projects, because I had this brilliant idea, because these Clouds Factory patterns are so fun and they're so easy to work up, and I'm loving them. I think what I'm going to do is for the women in my family, at least, I'm going to stitch them something Clouds Factory. So I know that I will have a Princess Bride and a Harry Potter, and I haven't really decided on the other ones that I'm going to do yet, but I think that's what's going to be for Christmas this year. So expect to see more Clouds Factory haul and more 123 fabric haul as I make some decisions on that. So that is everything. And now I've made a huge mess. Oh, I did not work on my black work, the Save the Stitches at all either. And I really want to, that's kind of weighing on my mind. Like, I really want to get to that, but I think I'm going to finish up quotes. I'm going to finish up that quote for the month because I'm very close to finishing it. And then I think I'm going to switch back to Beetles and finish that up, and then I will work on black work on the weekend and girl power during the week, because that's the only time that I can, and I don't get near as much stitching time during the week as I do on the weekends. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Thank you for all the support and positive comments that you have given me on my last videos. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments or anything that you would like to know about, please leave those down below. I know I didn't show you all of the whips that I have, but I haven't really had any progress on those. So let me know in the comments, if I haven't worked on it, do you still want to see it, just to kind of refresh in your mind that I actually do have that as a whip, or no, I don't want to see it if you haven't worked on it. You lazy bum for not working on all of your too many whips. So anyway, thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to hit that little bell so that you get alerts whenever I post new videos. I do a new Flosstube video once a month. I'm considering doing it twice a month, but I'm going to stick to once a month for right now. If you would like to see twice a month, then thumbs up this video or leave me a comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out, and I will see you next time. Bye.